Hello, 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 YouTubers. Hi. One of my students got on my YouTube the other night and I didn't even know it. I'm like, but you're not saying nothing. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. One of my nice students. Okay. All right. So today we're going to talk about compliance, chapter 2 in your Fordney book. In your Fordney book. Okay. And test it. Okay. Liquid and electronics don't mix. Okay. In chapter 2, so we're going to talk about Fordney, compliance, fraud, attention. I can't remember if this is one of the chapters we deal with at night. Can't remember. But my day students here, that's what we're talking about. Okay. So I'm going to give you some illustrations of what I have dealt with in the profession of fraud, abuse, doing illegal activities and billing, something that you all should not be doing. Okay. Now, so in this, the objective is to define compliance, name the two. Oh, we're gonna talk about the job descriptions today too. So I got your text, sweetheart. Thank you. Um, Name two provisions of health insurance portability and accountability to relate to most of the healthcare. Explain the difference between Title I, health insurance reform, and Title II, administrative simplification. Define and access HIPAA roles, relationships, and key terms, including HIPAA in the practice setting. Describe the privacy rule under HIPAA. Define and discuss protected health information. Identify the difference between disclosure and use of private health information or protected health information. And discuss exceptions to HIPAA. Illustrate the difference between privileged and non-privileged information. Explain patient rights under HIPAA. Explain responsibilities of healthcare organization to protect rights under HIPAA. State the guidelines for HIPAA privacy compliance. List the three major categories of security safeguards under HIPAA. Discuss the security role and how it relates to coding and billing. Define the provisions of HITECH Act. Explain the purpose of the HIPAA Omnibus Rule. List consequences of noncompliance with HIPAA and the HITECH Act. Discuss how HIPAA affects all areas of healthcare office, including organization and staff responsibilities in protecting patient rights. Identify the difference between fraud and abuse. Identify the federal and state laws that regulate healthcare fraud and abuse. List the various fraud and abuse audit programs. Describe the basic components of an effective compliance program, and discuss what to expect from your practice when it comes to various HIPAA policies and procedures. Okay, so we're going to talk about that today. So some of the key terms are abuse, American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, authorization form, breach of confidentiality, communication, business compliance plan, comprehensive error rate testing, confidential communication, confidential prevention and enforcement action team, healthcare provider, and HIPAA omnibus rules. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. So, and there are some more terms, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to let y'all see that for yourself. The president that served in HIPAA, no, that's not Ines. I'm sorry. Good morning. These glasses. I can see, I can see close with them because I need them to see close, but seeing far, I can see that naturally. Was President Clinton. Everybody know President Bill Clinton, right? I didn't sleep with that woman. The saxophone player Bill. Y'all know that's the brother man president. Okay. Love me some Bill. With Bill. Okay, so I love Bill. Okay, so compliance defined. Can somebody read that has a book? I want you to read about compliance defined. Okay, thank you, love. Okay, you next.
Compliance defined. Compliance in the healthcare industry is the process of meeting regulations, recommendations, and expectations of federal and state agencies that pay for healthcare services and regulate the industry. Healthcare compliance encompasses the claims reimbursement processes, managed care procedures, protection of patients, privacy, occupation, safety, and health administration guidelines, clinical laboratory improvement, amendments, provisions, licensure, and due diligence in obeying the law. Healthcare is one of the most highly regulated industries, holding the healthcare workers to the highest level of healthcare must conform to the principles and practices identified by state and federal agencies. A compliance strategy provides a standardized process for handling business functions, much like a user's manual. This will enable consistent and effective management and staff performance. Laws that regulate the industry, which are outlined further in this chapter. It is crucial to understand and follow the laws. Failure to comply with associated mandates can lead to criminal penalties and/or criminal fines. Government agencies, including the Department of Justice, the Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Civil Rights, Office of Inspector General, and Centers of Medical and Medicaid Services, are charged with enforcing these laws.
Very good. Thank you very much, Allison. So compliance in the healthcare industry is the process of meeting regulations, recommendations, and expectations of federal and state agencies that pay healthcare services to regulate the industry. Okay, so in the department under the health information programs, I like to acknowledge health information management and technology field or department, if you will. You do have a compliance team. Okay, and this compliance team consists of quality assurance. Okay, quality assurance. Okay, and in quality assurance, then you have the office management team, which handles contingency plans. Contingency plans. Okay, I'm going to explain to you what that means. I'm going to explain to you about quality assurance, what that means, and then compliance teams. Okay, I'm going to explain to you what that means. So compliance teams, how important are compliance teams? And compliance teams, they help make sure things stay in line. They help make sure things stay in line. So if you're going to do like Gabriel, you want to do coding. Okay, so let's give an example to that. Okay, example is being a coder. Okay, from a coder, you are a coder expert. okay? Which means that you are in the top rank. So that means you could be a coder 2, coder 3, coder 4. That means you really know your stuff, okay? And because of that, now you can be an auditor, okay? You are an auditor. An auditor works alongside the supervisor, okay, of the HIM department, Health Information Management. Health Information Management houses health information technology. They house all the coders. They house all the billers. They house all the electronic medical records and health records. They house the people that slip and fall in hospitals. Yeah, they house all that too. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. So now, since you know these things as a coder to a coder expert to an auditor or even a supervisor, now you understand rules in place by CMS. CMS, which fathers healthcare financing administration. Okay? Healthcare financing administration define the RBRVS. They define the money for each procedure code. Okay, remember I told you that by example, if it's 99201 Montana, Rhode Island, throughout the whole 52 United States. They can't rip off anybody. Okay, so your job, Gabriel, as a coder, is to make sure that the documentation is correct. Documentation is correct. Where should it be correct, Gabriel? I'm glad you in the electronic medical records or in the electronic health records. Okay, it should be correct in the SOAP notes. S SOAP SOAP notes of the EMR, okay? It should be correct from history and physical H&P. H&P is known as history, HX. HX is abbreviation for history. Y'all pick up these notes on abbreviations because we on medical terminology island. Welcome to Fantasy Island. Hello. Okay. History and physical. History and physical is real important. 24 to 36 hours before, during surgery. Okay, it gives the approval and reason for admissions. Why are you coming to the hospital? What is your principal reason for being here? Because we have principal and we have primary. Primary reason in the doctor's office, what is your primary reason for being here? I'm sick, I got a headache, cough, signs and symptoms, I'm in pain, I don't feel good. What you think I'm here for? To just give you my money? I need services first. Okay? That's primary. Principal is the same thing. It's just how you use the word. Principals, why are you being admitted? Well, the doctor says that I have a problem with my stomach or my appendix, and he feels it's going to rupture at any time. So he feels it's best, because it's starting to inflate and it's going to cause septicemia first in my body. So he's having me to come here and have that removed, which is called appendectomy. Okay, so y'all gonna learn that as soon as we go deeper with the medical terminology. Ectomy, removal of. Append means what? What organ is that? What body part is it? Appendix, but appendix. Yeah, so it's the appendix. So appendectomy is removal of the appendix. So Gabriel, you have to make sure that it's documented in the SOAP notes, in the medical record, from the physician's office. Okay. You have to also know that by the RHIO, if we talk to the patient and ask them for their name, their birth date, and maybe their last four of their social, if we need it, it's going to pull up by the RHIO to verify their demographics. Verify patient demographics. Okay, we're going to talk about what are demographics. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay, now EMR is more personal to provider. You know, you're probably asking me, Ms. Harper, what do you mean by that? I'm glad you asked. That means, let me draw the circle of life. Can we sing? Everybody sing. Hakuna Matata. Come on. Hakuna Matata. Restful. Is that how it goes? Oh. Your day. So, okay, there you go. Okay, you know the song. Okay, because you got kids. Okay, I kind of know a little bit or whatever. But the song by Elton John is the circle of life. So we're going to talk about the circle of life. Circle of life. And here's the portal. Okay, this is the RHIO, Registered Information Organization. Okay, which is the portal. Okay, now let's suppose we have Ch2, we have St. Luke's Hospital, we have Methodist, we have Memorial Hermann Hospital System. Okay, now we have all those wonderful places here, right? So now this one has an EMR. 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 Electronic medical records are pertinent, Gabriel, to each provider. They're pertinent, okay? Meaning they're significant. I'm not gonna send my chart from Ch2 to St. Luke's Hospital. Why would I want to relinquish all the patient's chart to St. Luke's Hospital when they can retrieve it by the portal? Let me write this on here. Okay, now the R has SOAP notes in it. Okay, does anybody remember, or maybe if I said it, where do we live in the SOAP notes? Where do we get all our business from in the SOAP notes? Where do we get the diagnosis code and the procedure codes from? Where are they documented at in the SOAP notes? Have I said that to this class? I taught a lot of classes, I'm sorry. Okay, then I didn't say that to y'all. Okay, so it's always kept in the assessment. A means assessment. Okay, so I'm gonna write to y'all what that means. So write this down. I don't have any more room right there. S means subjective. Subjective. S means subjective. O means objective. Objective. O means objective. A means assessment. 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 P means plan. 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 Okay? Did everybody get that? Do I need to repeat myself? I need to repeat myself, sweetheart?
No, not
okay. Did you get that, Gabriel? Okay. Ileana? Okay. Everybody got it? You got it, sweetheart? You got it, sweetie? Okay, I know you got it. Groove it. All right, girl, groove on. Okay, now. All right, so subjective is when the patient is being roamed by the medical assistant. That's the conversation between the medical assistant and the patient. Subjective. I need to subjectively hear you so that I can write down what you say because I'm seeing you, your signs and symptoms. So got it. I think the reason. CC me, write that down. CC means chief complaint. What is your chief complaint? What is your chief complaint? I don't feel good. My pockets don't feel good. Well, what your pockets and your hands don't. It just had to be a little joke. But anyway, so I need to make the subject matter of why you are here today. I need to do your vital signs. Vital signs are what? Temperature, pulse, write that temperature. Yes, pulse, blood pressure, and what? Breathe. One that's about to feel good. Okay, it just had to be a little joke. But anyway, so I need to make the subject matter of why you are here today. I need to do your vital signs. Vital signs are what? Temperature, pulse, write that down. Temperature. Yes, pulse, blood pressure, and what is it? Breathing, respiration. Breathe again, and I should never breathe again. Okay, stop suffocating, Tony. Stop suffocating. Anyway, okay, so y'all got that? Now, temperature, pulse, respiration, and blood pressure. BP, blood pressure. BP. BP means blood pressure. Okay. Not the oil company. Not BP, the oil company. Okay. All right. Now, when the doctor comes in after the matter, the subject of why you are here to see him, you're giving him more information. He wants you to tell him. 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 But in his head, he already knows the information because he went to school for 12, 16. But in his head, he already knows the information because he went to school for 12, 16 years. So he already know about the signs and symptoms and what you're telling him, what your problem really is, and what he may need to do to solve your problem. So he's going to judge objectively, listen to you objectively, okay? And know what to do, okay? And all that. So that's what doctor and who? Patient. Very good. Doctor and the patient. Objective is conversation between the doctor and the patient. Doctor and the patient. Okay. Now you have assessment. Now the doctor is going to, you know what he does. He breathe. He breathe. He breathe. Say, does this hurt? Does that hurt? Okay. Move your arm. Does this hurt? Does that hurt? Okay. Do your head like this. And do your head like that. Okay. And wringing it all around. Okay. So now he's done a review of systems. So there's the body. 11. He breathe. He breathe. He breathe. Say, does this hurt? Does that hurt? Okay. Move your arm. Does this hurt? Does that hurt? Okay. Do your head like this. And do your head like that. Okay. And wringing it all around. Okay. So now he's done. How many systems of the body? 11. So you say, so yeah. So he's going to check the what? Respiratory system. He's going to check the what? Lymphatic system, see what kind of stuff you got going on in your immune system. And he's going to check the what? Nervous system, musculoskeletal. So he's checking about 3 or 4 review of systems or 3 or 4 systems out of 11. He don't need to check all 11 just to see what's wrong with you. Because objectively, I just need to tell him what's going on. He's the computer, you're the user. He's the computer, you're the user. You need to tell him what's going on. Compute. I'm going to tell you what your problem is. This, go home, bye. Pay me on the way out, pay me on the way out, pay me on the way out. Okay. So he pretty much knows by the signs and symptoms and your chief complaint that he needs to check 4 out of 11 or 5 out of the 11. Do you understand by that now? Okay, means diagnosis. PX means procedure. P as in Paul, X means procedure. D as X means diagnosis. Diagnosis tells, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? Oh, girl, I love that song. That's my jam, girl. When I'm mad at somebody, I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? I love God. What's wrong with you? I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? Oh, girl, I love that song. That's my jam, girl. When I'm mad at somebody, I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? Yeah, I be like I'm talking to them for real. And then when I get in front of, I be having my personal power. So that's my song. Okay.
What's the X again?
Huh?
What's the X again?
PX means procedure. Procedure. What did he do about the problem? DX means what? What's wrong with you? Okay, your procedure is your problem is you have bronchitis and you have sinusitis. Okay, but in the meantime, 15 minutes because she just really went over her time. So that's gonna be $150 for 99202. So he saw you for 15. Okay, that's 150. Urinalysis is 25. Strep throat culture, that's 130. Urine, that one little stick gonna cost us about $7. So we're gonna add all that up. Now, how many procedures did he do? 4. As a coder, he's gonna write on here 15 minutes. Urinalysis, CBC, strep culture. How many procedure codes do you see up there? How many things did he do, Gabriel? 4. What was the 15? The time he spent. And what was the example I gave you? 99 what? 99202. 99202. 99202, that's how much money? 150. Okay? All right? So he made her do a urinalysis, a complete blood count, and a strep throat culture. So now that he's done